I know probably everybody probably wondering why I'm choosing to speak up now because honestly, this is something that I have kept with myself for years. Um, it wasn't until probably like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, that I told my mom about it, and I told her to kind of get it off my chest because for me, it was more so a lot of things that I was finally opening up to do. Like, um, long story short,
What
basically,
would your husband?
crying.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Basically, I'll just start from when it happened when I met him. Um, I met him like around the beginning of
Who
2016.
did you meet
Um,
in 2016?
RT boss. So I met him around like 2016. Um, and it was like a group of people that I met along with him. Um, throughout that time, me and my mom and him got like close because he was basically doing what he, claimed he do, like spiritually leading her. Um, so the first incident that happened, we had went to Miami, but we had drove there. At the time, me and my mom, we couldn't fly there or fly back because of like personal reasons. With that being said, the person that drove us down there to drive us back, they basically started saying their car was acting up, so we were stuck down there. So at the time, she was cool with him and she was explaining the story of how we were stuck down there. So he offered to come pick us up. He came in this, I think it was an SUV. It was like one of them eight seater trucks. It was me, my mom, my sister, my best friend, and my sister's father. And he had came along with somebody else. Throughout the trip, like each time that we would stop, if I was sitting like in the back seat, he would come in the back seat. Harvard. Hello?
You're freezing up. Yeah, you froze up a while ago.
Sorry about that. What was the last thing?
You
What was the last
said
thing?
you were driving, you were on a trip. Every time you go in the back seat, you could also come in
So
the back seat.
each time where I switched seats, he would switch seats too. Um, one of the time we stopped at the gas station, he basically came in and he did it to me and my best friend, to where it's like he pulled me to the side and was like, "I'm feeling something in your spirit," and I was just like, "No, what are you talking about?" Then he was basically proceeded to say, "I know you're gay, and I know you don't want your family to know." At the time, I was like in the closet. I feel like everybody that has Caribbean parents know how it is coming out to Caribbean parents. So that was one of my biggest fears growing up. Like, with that being said, halfway through the trip, when the trip was finishing, I fell asleep and I woke up and
So
like his hands.
how old were you? How old were you at that time?
I was around 17. I
17.
was around like 17.
Okay.
Um,
I don't know how to
so then I woke
turn.
up.
They're telling me to turn off the comments, but I don't know how to. How do I turn off the comments, guys?
I'm not
This is
sure.
let me see question, no question. How do I turn the comments off? This I request
Honestly,
to go.
the comments is not bothering me because
Okay.
this is something that, like, if I wanted to speak about this, I could have spoke about this before when it happened. I would have never waited years. My mother just found out 2 years ago. This
Right.
happened in 2017.
Yeah.
So after that incident happened, I woke up and I seen his hands on me. It was kind of, I pushed him away, and it was like I stayed to myself the rest of the ride.
So just to
And
be clear, you're saying he knew that he knew what you were,
right,
and him come and try use against
correct,
you. So at the time he knew, but your family did not know.
correct. With that being said, after that trip, I think we stopped at his house in Delaware, where I think we met his wife or whatever the case is. Um, that day, he went about his way. We went back home, or whatever the case is. Couple months later, almost a year.
They said
Um,
That you should clear it up. Were you 17 or 16? Because they heard at the time when you met him, you were 16.
I was turning 17.
Okay.
So with that being said, and I said 2016 is when I met him and when I went on the trip.
Right.
The whole incident to where everything happened, it happened later on in 2017 because we seen him again. My
Yeah.
mom was cool
So
with
he
him.
molested you in 2017, but you met him in
Correct.
2016. But you're getting there to the story. We just want to
Correct.
clear that up.
Right. I'm just trying to explain
How
the little
everything
things that
happened.
happened that led there.
Okay.